So settle your bum in your chair. Settle your feet on the floor. It's almost when you sit down, it's almost like we need to take a second to let all the weight in our upper body actually relax down into our hips. So sometimes it's a big inhale and then this exhale. And just feel like you allowed body weight to sink down into the pelvis, into the legs. You might peel the toes off the ground and then settle the feet. And start to notice your breath. There's something that happens every single time we come to this pose. And those of you who've been coming for a long time, you can feel it. You can feel that when you sit down and you turn your attention inward, you can feel your whole body relax, stand down. It is our invitation to that space inside of us that is grounded and steady and balanced and strong. And it's not always an easy place to stay. I think especially given our world circumstance right now, we are more unsettled. And so as you check in with yourself this morning, if one end of the spectrum was really settled and grounded and stable, balanced and strong, imagine the opposite end of the spectrum, just unsettled, unbalanced, not strong, scattered, there, and put yourself on that continuum somewhere, just marking a point in time, not even making that evaluation for your whole day, but just this moment in time. And then we will practice. And at the end of class, we'll check in again and we will just notice, how are we doing on that continuum from balanced, stable, grounded to unbalanced, unstable, ungrounded? Where do we sit? And notice if this practice serves us well. I have my biases there, obviously. Long inhales, smooth exhales. Feeling the expansion of the body. Noticing it settle. Good. Let those hands reach down beside you and start to twist the thumbs, pointing them down to the floor and back up to the sky. Spread your fingers wide apart as if they can't be any more expanded than you're making them. Extend through. Yeah. Now start to turn those elbow pits down to the floor and up to the sky. Roll the top of your arm bone where it sits in the shoulder socket, roll it forward and roll it back. Just expanding that one more time. Keep your neck soft. Good. And then feel the shoulders, the shoulder blades actually slide forward as you roll your hands and arms forward, and slide down the back as you open the arms, allowing those shoulder blades to start to move with the arms. Feel the continuum of motion, because there's always a chain of muscles that have to engage in order to, squeeze a fist. We're just playing with that chain of muscles. And now let your rib cage start to move. Arching it back into a cat as your hands and shoulder blades come forward, lifting your chest up as your arms move outward and backward. I've got one unmuted, I think. Keep going, keep going. don't know. Yeah. Okay. So when you're back, put your fingers, bring them to the ends of your knees, and then just arch your back and lift forward. And arch your back and lift forward. Just allowing that movement to just be a little bit bigger than it was when we had our arms moving alongside. Yeah. Long, slow breaths. Just let yourself transition from one to the other. Cat pose, cow pose. Nice. Coming back to center. See if you can just cross one leg over the other as well as it works in your body. Lengthen from the spine and then just lean forward. Yeah. Relax your chin. Inhale, coming all the way up again. Untangle that leg. Cross left over right. Sit really tall. Lean forward here. Feel the compression that's being created in those hips. Sweet work. Let yourself come all the way up. Untangle those legs. Sweetly walk the feet out. My bum cheeks come towards the edge of the chair. Fingers slide to the knees. And then drop one shoulder down in between your knees and lift up again. Where's the inhale? Where's the exhale? Nice. Just feel that sweet stretch in your spine as you reach that one shoulder down. Good work. Nice. Okay, now with the feet still spread wide, take your right hand over to your left knee and take your left hand back to the back of the chair and just gently twist yourself. The arms are kind of helping you here, but I'd like you to not kind of over muscle yourself. Don't hurt anything by pulling with these hands. Breathe. Let your breath move up and down your spine. And then slowly unwind. Left hand comes to right knee. Right hand finds the back of your chair. You can pull gently with those arms, but don't do anything that makes your breath get too tight. Okay, still make sure that your breath can move. We have that tendency of twisting the breath right out of our body. Nice. And then unwind. Good. Let those arms open wide and let yourself move back and forth. I want this twist to be slow. Center to the left, center to the right. Yeah. Legs are still wide. Keep the chin relaxed so it doesn't feel like your neck is overly straining. Good. Come back to center. Hands can release down. Feet come back to center. 3 shoulder rolls backwards. Yeah. Nice work. Hands lift as high as they feel comfortable lifting. Anywhere in that kind of range there. And then lean to one side. Back to center. Lean to the other side. Back to center. Yeah. Good work. Nice. Length down the sides. Coming back up to center, allow those arms to rest down. Sweet. 3 shoulder rolls backwards again. Let's play with the neck, allowing right ear to come over to right shoulder. Left hand feels heavy. Yeah. And then in this position, just start to shake your head in a no position where you're going chin down to shoulder, chin towards sky, down to shoulder, towards sky. Good. Release that. Let the head come all the way back up. Allow left ear to fall to left shoulder. That arm gets heavy on the right. Breathe. And then turn gently into a no. Head, allowing the chin to drop down, and then swinging the chin back towards center or just slightly above. Feel that. Yeah, good work. Back to center, and then head floats up. Good. Chin tucks down to chest. And in that position, just let yourself sweep the chin right and left. Good. Drop chin to the center of your chest. Let the head rise. And then start to lift your gaze up to the sky. You can tip your head back only as far as it is comfortable. And then I'd like you to just close your teeth and feel if there's any sort of stretch along the bottom side of your jaw. You could even feel like you're pressing the bottom palate up to the sky. And bring that head back to center. So in this center spot now, just do some nice big circles. Rolling in both directions, so changing once you've gone far enough in one way. Yeah. And then back to center. Good. Give your head a little shake, a little nod. Sweet. Feet ground down, and then just take your right leg, lift it, take it out to the side, pop your toes down on the ground, and then bring it back again. Lift and set that foot down out to the side, bring it back to center. Yeah, lots of crinkling in there. See if you can do this without your spine doing that, okay? So the spine's trying not to do that. Let's change legs. So think of the spine staying long, even as you move this leg. So every time you pick the leg up, it's not like you arch back into a cat pose. Makes it harder. Nice work. And back to center. Good. So just reach those heels out in front of you. Cross right over top of left. And now imagine that the thigh muscles pull that heel up, press it down. This is important because if we do this leading from the ankle, like feeling like the ankle's what's pulling everything up, then it's not quite the set of muscles we want to engage. So I want you to imagine that these big muscles, the top of your thigh, are actually contracting and the heel pulls in as a result. Yeah, it's harder. Up, bring that knee, and then I want you to just press the knee open and closed. We'll stay with this version today with the long left leg. Yeah. Okay, good. Bring that knee back to center, stretch it back down again and unwind. Can you feel the difference in juiciness between these two legs right now? Probably. Right heel releases, left heel crosses over, and we do the same slide. Your mind going to the thigh, going to the four sides of that thigh, asking all four sides of that thigh to contract, to pull the heel up, and to release, to let the heel go down again. But almost feel like this part of your thigh has to get strong. Yeah, good. Slide that heel up and then press the knee towards the ground and let it lift up again. Ooh, some tightness in that hip. Do you notice which hip on you is tighter and which one is looser? Yeah. Good. Slide that foot all the way back down again and undo. Both feet bend in again. Slide your bum cheeks right to the edge of your chair. Lean forward. Okay, from this leaning forward position, I want you to anchor your feet into the ground. It's almost like you're going to press the soles just a little bit more. Feel a firmness, like a chain of muscles come from the feet, engaging, strengthening, kind of grounding in firmness all the way up. And then lean forward a bit more. See if either you can plant your forearms onto your thighs and then just let your bum lift up off your chair. Hands can transition onto the legs. Gently let go of the back of the knees so they're not locked. Inhale, hands up to sky. Good work. Hands drop down to heart. And then inhale, hands up to sky. Exhale to heart. Sweet. One more. So good. All right. Allow yourself to use that chair for balance. I'm going to stand behind it right now, feet together, imagining that my legs have a zipper zipping up the inner seam, and then lift and lower, not letting my ankles splay open. Can you breathe as you do this? Which way is the inhale? Which way is the exhale? Long and slow. Good work. Good work. Yeah, see if you can feel that sort of chain of muscles thing happening all the way from the soles of your feet up into your bum cheeks right now. And then let that rest. We'll take one foot, take it back behind you, toenails rest on the floor, little lean. Undo that foot, set it down, opposite, toenails onto the floor, slight lean back. Big, it's a way bigger stretch than it looks, isn't it? Looks so simple. And then release and bring that forward. Good work. So from here, what if you rolled up onto your balls of your feet, tippy toes, and then whole soles of the foot roll down, lift the toes, roll forward, come up, roll back, lift the toes, roll forward, come up, roll back, lift the toes. Yeah. Okay, this time when we roll back, lift the toes. I want you to wiggle them. See if you can spread them really wide, wiggling them. And then slowly put the ball of the foot down and imagine you can put down pinky toe, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. Look down. Are they spread wide on your mat? Nice work. Good. Okay, wiggle that out. Step back with your right foot. Your left knee bends. Nice. Shoulders roll down the back. You're always welcome to keep a hand on the chair if that's not necessary. Just reach the fingers towards that back heel. Stretch the crown of your head forward. It's like you've got a long flat board from your back heel to the back of your skull. Notice how much weight's pressing down into the front leg. Press into that back heel as if the whole back body is pulling you and grounding you there. Not all the weight in the front leg. Good work. Sweep the hands forward. Let them find the chair. Straighten the front leg. And then feel the tailbone being pulled behind you. Lengthening and lifting as you let your whole front body release down. Breathe. The front leg will stop you. It will tell you exactly when you can't go any further. It's all good. Breathe. And then bring yourself all the way back up. Back knee bends. You let the back heel come off the floor. Sink your bum back behind you. Still hold the chair. Huge. If you point the toes of that front foot, the top of your foot will feel a stretch. Good. Come back up, plant the back heel. Nice. Let's change legs. So gentle bend, right foot steps forward, left foot steps back, bend into that front knee. Choose if hands need to stay on chair, and if not, they come. You're aligning your body. Reach the fingertips, the back of the skull towards that back heel. Stay grounded there so all your weight isn't going into your front foot and front knee. Yeah. Push down into the whole sole of the front foot so it's not just your crushed up toes that's supporting you. Breathe. Sweep those hands forward, put them on the back of the chair, straighten the front leg, and lift the tailbone. Sweep the hips backwards and up. Fold forward over that straight front leg as far as your body lets you. We don't want to have any strain or tension at the hamstring tendon where it connects to the sit bone. So if you feel that kind of right in your bum cheek, don't strain that tendon. That one takes a long time to heal. Yeah. Allow yourself to come all the way back up. This is where your back heel lifts, knee bends, and you sink back with your bum. Breathe. Pushing the front toes down into the floor. Feel that stretch across the top side of the foot. And then inhale and come up. Back foot steps forward. Fingers on the back of the chair. Push yourself into that countertop stretch. Let your ears draw away from your shoulders. Soften those shoulders. Deep knee bend, pressing your sit bones behind you. Keep your breath long and full. And then allow your legs to straighten, walking your feet forward, come to standing. Good. Stand tall. Inhale the fingers all the way up to the sky. Exhale, let them come down. Nice. Inhale the fingers all the way up to the sky. Exhale, let them come down. One more time. And down. Sweet. I'm going to face sideways to my chair. So right now my right side is facing the chair. You choose. I want to turn my right toes to face the chair and take a step back with my left foot. Okay, right fingers on chair, right toes pointing to chair, and then kick the hips the opposite direction. Kick the hips towards the back edge of your left foot. Lengthen, press, stretch. Let the crown of your head reach. Oh, we have a visitor today. Oh, that's not gonna work. Big stretch, big stretch. Good. Choose if this top hand goes up to the sky or if you leave it where it is. Yeah. And then firm press into the feet to pull yourself back up. Hands release down. Nice work. Where you are, you can probably just turn and step the opposite foot backwards. I'm going to change my chair so that I can still see you. Left foot faces the chair. Left fingers on the chair. My right foot steps back and my hips kick towards that right ankle. Kick backwards. Good. Top hand on hip, maybe to sky. Reach through the side body. Nice. Yeah, soles of your feet connect. Bringing that top hand down, press into the feet. Use your hips to bring yourself back into center. Gentle knee bend and step back towards the back of your chair. Nice work. Okay, from that position, let's step back again, only this time we lunge. So this time the ball of the foot and the toes hit the floor, but the heel stays lifted. Front knee sinks down. And then imagine you've tightened all the nuts and bolts into that front knee. I want you to release it to stack over top of the ankle and then straighten it. So one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to release it way forward of the toes because that does put a lot of strain on the knee. So only go as far as 90 degrees and then come back. If it feels like you can go further, just broaden your lunge. If you want it to go further. So every time that front knee bends, there's a stretch through the back front hip. Yeah, so keep the front knee bent and then play with this. Back knee, gently playing with, can it drop a tiny bit to the floor? Oh, huge leg work, huge. Good. Leave that. Back foot steps forward. Feel the juiciness growing in on those legs. Left foot lunges back. As far as you want, there's no rules except that front knee. As you begin to bend and straighten it, it stays stacked on the ankle. That knee does not protrude past the toes. And that's just to try and prevent any sort of load bearing going from the strong muscles of the leg into just the knee joint. Taking care of it a little bit. Good. Front knee sinks, stacks, and then the back knee starts to play. Yeah. Breathe. 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 Good work. Straighten, feet press into the floor, back foot springs forward. Nice. One more chair stretch. One more long, flat countertop stretch. Head releases between the elbows, shoulders pull from the ears, knees bend to press the sit bones further back. Feel the expansion and extension all the way from your armpits down the side body. And then slowly come up. If your shoulders are achy there, you'll feel it in your shoulders before you feel the stretch in the side body. Totally normal. Coming back to standing sideways, facing your chair. Good. Okay, so we're gonna do a wide leg movement here. I'm gonna be able to have I guess right now it's my left hand on the chair. Turn my toes, left toes to face the chair, and then sink into that left knee. Good. So your choice, if you do this pose just with your back hand and keep the front fingers on the chair, or if you want to include both arms. So warrior two, front hand can be on chair or out in front of you. Exalted warrior, back hand falls to back thigh, front fingers on chair or in sky. Warrior two. And then everyone for extended side angle. Forearm on chair or hand on thigh. Reach that top hand up and over. Warrior two. Exalted. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two. One more exalted. One more warrior two. One more extended side angle. All the way back. Straighten that front leg. Hands rest down. Good. Heel step your feet back together. However you need to do the other side in your space. Step back to the chair, and this time I'm going to have right fingers, right toes pointing to the chair. Left foot takes a step back. Bend into that front knee. Same sequence here. Just start to find it. Knees stacked under ankles. Long. This one gets really juicy in that front thigh. Shoulders relax down. Warrior two. Choose what you want the front arm to do. Exalted warrior. Choose what you want that front arm to do. Warrior two. And then extended side angle. Nice. Same choice. Good. Warrior two. Exalted. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Breathe through these. Where's your breath? Just find some fluidity. Find where your movement has balance and control. Just allow that sway to happen in the body. Nice. Good work. Sweet. And then coming back, straightening that front leg. Toes point forward. Heels step the feet back together. Nice work. So maybe you get about hip distance apart and you just sway those hips. I'd like to do a tabletop pose. So feet come together, hands to sky. As you fold forward this time, just let your hands land on your legs. Use your arms straightening and pressing to extend your front body. Feel like you pull the collarbones away from your hips. Keep your chin soft, your nose pointing to the floor, relax the back of your neck, but lengthen that front side of your body. Yeah. Legs can be as straight as they want to be. You can also put a bend in them. And then inhale, there's a knee bend. Hands come up to sky. Exhale. Let those hands come to heart. Good. Okay. This is where I don't want your chair to move. So for me, I'm going to put it so it's touching a wall. If yours is on carpet, all four legs on carpet, it probably won't move. You're probably fine. But anyway, make any changes you need. I'm going to stand facing the seat of my chair. Inhale, hands all the way up to the sky. And as I exhale, fold the palms down onto the chair. Good. Drop the right hand, lift it to shoulder height, and then just do some small rotations where my hips and knees stay still. Whatever arm you're doing now, bring it back to the seat. Drop the opposite. For me, this is left. It goes out to the side. And I do the same small rotations, twists, not letting the knee and hip move. Good. And then both hands come back to the chair. This time we're going to let the knees move. So if my right hand falls, I take it up to the sky. My left knee does a deep bend. So right hand up to sky, left knee deep bending. Come back down. Left hand lifts to the sky, right knee deep bends. Come down to center. Play with that. Breathe in. Sweep it down. Go to the other side. Sweep it down. Be as small in this movement as your body needs you to be for no pain. Be as big in this movement as it feels good in the body. Last time on the right. Last time on the left. Coming back down. So now hands stay on the chair. I'm going to walk my feet back behind me and just press into a deeper version of that countertop stretch. It's almost like a downward dog. Good. And then come back up. So the next version I want to do, you might want to have your blanket available, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to move from that pose to kneeling. I know, some of you are already out. If you're already out, you can just play without letting your knees drop to the floor. Inhale your hands up to the sky. Allow your hands to drop down. And then walk the feet backwards. Take that nice stretch. Grounding the hands, coming forward however you need to. See if you can drop one knee down the other onto the floor. Good. Sitting tall, all I'm going to do is windmill my right hand back behind me and stretch so that my hips press towards the chair. My right hand goes behind me. There's a few of you that might be able to let those right fingers touch that back heel. It's not what I need you to do, but if it feels good, go for it. Windmill that hand back again. Good. Left reaches back. Press the hips forward into the chair. Good work. And then come down again. All right, so I want to go down a little bit more, which means I'm going to step my knees backwards. And then I'm going to just slide my blanket so that it's still underneath my knees. And then my fingers on the chair, I let them slide forward. I let them slide forward till my elbows hit the chair. And then just notice if it feels like you can bring these hands up. Huge work. Maybe that's a no. Maybe it's something you can play with. Hands come back down, and then they go to the floor. Now, if the chair is in your way, if it feels okay, rest your forehead on the seat. If it doesn't feel okay, you can just move backwards. Cat and cow goes like this. So you can have hands on the floor for your cat and cow. Alternately, you could keep your hands, forearms on the chair for your cat cow. If your wrists really get achy here, feel free to be forearms on chair. If you're strengthening those wrists more and more, feel free to be there. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to stretch my right leg back behind me and see if I can lift my right hand up to my hip. Some of you will be just fine there. Some of you can take top hand to sky. There might be some of you who even lift that back leg. So just play with where you want to be. One more breath. Coming back down. Both knees ground. We take the left foot back behind us. Right hand comes to waist, maybe to sky. Left foot stays long, maybe it lifts. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale and come down. Good work. Okay, so now I just want my knees to move a little bit wider, and I'm just going to play. Press my hips back, bring them forward. Press my hips back, bring them forward. Press my hips back, bring them forward. Good. Good. All right. Back to center. Allow yourself to just roll one hip down onto the mat and come to seated. Feet stretched straight out in front of you. Long flat back. Hands slide behind thighs. Lean back a bit. Lift one heel and the other heel. Some of you will stay right here. Sit bones just tipped a little bit back. You're on the bum cheeks. The spine's long. If both heels feel okay, you can play there. Some of you might even let go. You choose. It doesn't matter where you sit on the continuum. It's you and your body having a conversation about what it wants to do today. Beautiful. All right, release from there. And see if you can just stretch the heels wide. This is the place where if that blanket or couch cushion is still available, you might want it under your bum. Maybe not. Maybe that's too much. You decide. Feet stretched out, toes pull back towards the ceiling. Just see how straight you can sit here. Hard to even just sit straight. Good. Bring hands to heart and just let yourself twist right, twist left. So it's almost like you turn your head to look at the right big toe and turn your head to look at the left big toe. Yeah. Nice work. Yeah, okay. Now my heels come together, knees bend. My fingers are gonna reach back behind me, and I just wanna sweep my knees right and left. Good. We're going down one more layer if you want. If you're still up in your chair, know that you could just mess in your chair seated with however these poses feel. If you're on the floor, allowing yourself to lie down, putting as much support underneath you as your body requires. Yeah. So if you're in a chair, you're just going to kind of march, lifting one knee into the chest and then the other. And those of us on the floor are doing the same thing. Bring your fingertips to your hips if you're lying down, and see if you can lift one knee, set the foot down without a whole bunch of rocking happening in the hips. That's your goal, is can you make this movement really fluid? And if you are seated and you're doing those knee lifts, you're trying to notice if you can do the lift without doing a back arch. If you can do that knee lift and keep the spine tall. Okay, good. Good enough. Good enough. Great. So those of you who are seated can nestle back into your chairs, find that comfortable position. Those of you on the floor, perhaps you're going to slide your calves onto the chair seat. Maybe those heels stretch and land on a wall or the back of a piece of furniture. You find out what's comfortable in your body. Sometimes it's even nice just let the feet land on the floor, knees tent in towards each other. Notice when you get to that pose, if you need to do anything to support the back at all. Sometimes you need to put a little folded blanket in the arch of the low back. For some people, it's just a matter of lifting the tailbone a tiny bit so that it feels like the arch of the low back presses down a bit and relieves any pinching that's happening there. So just notice if there's a blanket that either can go in the arch of the low back or tuck in the tailbone. Blanket, couch cushion, pair of socks, doesn't matter. Find your stillness. Go back to the inquiry that we did at the beginning of class. Checking in where you are on the continuum. On one end, feeling imbalanced, ungrounded, scattered. On the other end, feeling strong, grounded, balanced. There's more ease in that. And just notice if your practice has changed where you sit on that continuum. Take 8 breaths, if possible through your nose. If you are ready to just extend your practice into a meditation, then please feel free to just mute me. Move on into your next practice. If you are ready to move, you're doing so slowly. There's no rules about how quickly you have to get up. In fact, if you can imagine sort of peeling this sensation, this yoga sort of groundedness up off the floor with you, you might choose to do that. I'm going to roll over to one side, press my left hand into the floor, use it to bring myself all the way up to seated. You can choose if you want to stay sitting on the floor or if it feels right to just bring yourself right back to your chair. Thank you for joining me today and sharing your practice with me and for showing up every week. It's a privilege to have people to teach to. And I'm so excited that this community is just staying really connected to the practice. So namaste.
Namaste, Jill.